Two and one. Ladies and gentlemen, mutants of all ages, welcome once again to another episode of Fulton Street Beats. That's right. Where we like to take the mundane and the boring and turn it into something special. Speaking of something special, yeah. Hoping you guys caught my last episode on the Firefly 335 electric jazz guitar, semi-hollow body. I'm hoping you guys caught that because we did some upgrades to it. I like to think outside the box. I don't like to do things that normally is done. I like to hot rod them. Like to build hot rods on the side, as a matter of fact. So I like to hot rod everything. I like to make things work that don't necessarily that is not made to work. I like to make things work. Let's engineer things in different ways. Now, I don't consider myself a guitar player. I do strum around. That's why you don't see me strumming around on it, because simply I am not good enough, and I am not going to show you how terrible I am. Maybe if I get better one day, I will. However, I do like to tinker, and I do like everything musical. So I do like to do things for myself. So what I did is I took this Firefly 335, and we're going to get to that in a second too, because I'm very confused about some things with Firefly guitars. And maybe some viewers out there can help me understand, well, what the hell is going on with some of these things. Now, I will tell you that the Firefly 335 that I received was beautiful. It's beautiful out of the box. It's set up right. The action's right. The neck's straight. It tuned up easy. It stays in tune. The intonation's correct. Everything's good. However, I wanted to do some stuff to make it mine. And if you caught my last video, you'll notice that I changed the pick guard out to an oyster white pick guard that is actually for a Gibson ES339. And I ordered this one because it looked like it was the closest spacing to what I could find to go around my humbucker surrounds. And speaking of surrounds, I also did a nice set of gold made for Gibson, also humbucker surrounds. And they got a little texture to them. They look nice. And then we changed out the switch plate. What I mean by the plate is the circle, the round circle that goes around the switch, the bezel, I guess we could say. And I put a different color knob on it. And I didn't change the whole switch because it really just didn't need changing. So if it ain't broke, I'm not going to fix it, but I do like bling. And we are going to be doing a lot more to this guitar. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, and hopefully we can get a video out tomorrow, depending on the time of day things are delivered, but we're going to do a Bigsby type bravado. Now, I'm not going to do a actual Bigsby vibrato. I'm just going to do a imitation one because, well, it's a $180 guitar. And not that it's not worthy of a Bigsby, but I like to do things on a budget and keep things cheap. So we're doing that. We're going to change out the tuner to some, what is it? Geiger tuners, I think they call them. And they're going to be a nice, I decided to go with gold. Not because these tuners needed changing, because they hold tune very well, but because I like gold. I guess you could say. You could say, I like gold. Anyhow, the thing is this. So we're going to do that. And of course, I got to install a roller bridge also in order for the vibrato to work properly. I got to install a roller bridge, or your strings bind on the regular bridge. A lot of people don't do that. I'm going to make sure everything functions properly because I am going to play it a little bit. And then we also have a oyster truss rod cover coming for it also. So a bunch more different upgrades before we start getting maybe later on into changing pickups and what have you. So if you haven't caught that video of the upgrades that I started, go back and check that out. And actually, I changed the knobs on it too to some Gibson. I guess you can call them witch. Some people call them witch hats, but they're gold and black. They look great. Anyhow, Firefly guitars. Does anybody out there know what the difference is, if any, between a Firefly 335 and a Firefly 338? And before you answer that question, hold on. Mine was sold to me under a Firefly 335. And as a matter of fact, there's reviews of this exact same guitar on YouTube under a Firefly 335. However, when you go to Firefly's site now, the exact same guitar is listed under a Firefly 338, and it is the exact same one. Is there a difference, or did they just change the number later on down the line? Because from what I can tell, labeling it a 335, when I look at a Gibson, there's a huge difference in where the setup of the bridge and everything is on these with a Gibson 335. They're not even in the same ballpark. So I don't know what they're judging it on or what they're doing. I do love the design of this guitar. It does play well, by the way. And in no way am I comparing it to a Gibson. I'm not. But I think it's a great guitar. And I think it's worthy of upgrades to make it your own. So if anybody out there knows the difference, or is there any, because I don't think there is. I think people just call it what they want. They called it an FF 338. That's what I see under now. And whereas before it was an FF 335. Same guitar, I assure you. It's right on their website right now. They're sold out of the one I have on their website. It is still available on Amazon for $179. Last I checked, and that was today. So if you guys know a difference, does it have different pickups? Is there something different about it that I am not aware of? I don't think there is, but if there is, I could stand to be corrected. Please let me know. And, well, why don't I just show you this beauty so far, what we have done so far? It's right here, why not? So here it is. And I hope you guys can see this. Look at this beautiful pick guard. Now, it was not a direct replacement, so don't think you're going to get a pick guard for a Gibson ES339 and throw it on there. It did require some modification. I had to trim out this top area right here, and I did that with a Milwaukee blade by hand, and it turned out beautifully. Other than that, it fit on really nice. But there's something odd about this also. Check this out. You see these humbucker surrounds? They look great, right? And they're lined up perfectly. But get this. The holes from the old ones do not line up. So what I had to do to make this center is actually use the old holes here and drill new holes in the bottom, but they still, I mic'd it on each side. It's perfect, which means the old ones weren't perfect. If that makes any sense. The old surrounds could not have been centered properly if these new ones are. And I did have to drill a hole here and here next to the old hole with space left over. Of course, you don't want the holes running into each other. But it did turn out beautiful. And of course, we did our knobs, and this is our white bezel here with our gold knob here. And it dressed it up a lot. Great looking guitar, great playing guitar, great action. Can't wait to get the Bigsby style vibrato on there. And yes, they are a vibrato, not a tremolo. There is a difference. Get that back in its proper stand. So anyhow, on to other Fulton Street Beat news. I hope you guys have been liking some of the drum covers I've been pumping out. I'm trying to get the recording aspect down a little bit better for you guys. And I have a video I'm going to put out about something really cool, a cool app for drummers that I just discovered that I don't know how I didn't know it was out there. Maybe it's new. But I just discovered an app where you can literally put it on your phone, your Android, your Apple, whatever you need to do. And it makes, you can delete the drums for your drummers who want it, or you want to make your own drumless tracks. You can delete them yourself. And there's literally an app that goes in, downloads your music, and you can download it off YouTube. You simply put in the link, it picks it out, and you don't get the commercials or anything. It's really cool. It picks it out. Then it sends it back to you. You download it and you have a drumless track. But wait, for you guitar players, it does the same thing with the guitar and the vocals and the bass. It's got some kind of weird AI running where it can decipher what is what and remove it, and it does a damn good job. So stay tuned. There's a video coming out about that pretty soon. I haven't uploaded any videos using this yet, but they're coming. And on to Fulton Street Beat News number 3. How about those beautiful Amazon bookshelf active speakers that I use for monitors? Got a huge response for those. A lot of people didn't want to believe the quality. Some gave me thumbs down. They said, there's no way they can be that good. Do you own them? No. And shut the hell up. I assure you they're that good. There's no way they can have that frequency response. My subwoofer doesn't have it. Well, I did an audio sweep and it picks up that frequency response, so I'm pretty sure if my ear heard it, it has it. No way, they say. That's my bad impression of a intellectually challenged person. So yes, they have a great frequency response. They performed the audio sweep beautifully, and they are one of my better parts of this inexpensive home studio setup. As the Amazon reviews do show, they've been selling, and the prices are now up again. I'm not sure what they are right now. Let's check it, though. Let's check them and see what these things are up to now, because I'm curious myself. Remember, these things started out at $50 for the pair. They weigh a lot. Okay. We're not going to get in there. Watch the other videos if you want to know what they are. And let's see. Even if they're in stuff. Now, you ready for this? Now, these things were $50. I paid $50 for the pair. They weigh well over 20 pounds. They are now $144.89 with 53 ratings and close to a 5-star feedback. And the people who are leaving bad reviews on these know nothing about speaker. Not a damn thing. Some of the reviews are laughable. Now, I understand if you leave a bad review and you got something that's malfunctioning or it's not working properly. But if you go into this expecting these 5.25-inch drivers to give you subwoofer bass, well, you probably shouldn't comment on anything because you don't know how speakers work. These speakers do what they're supposed to do. And a lot of you have been in contact. You do know that they do that. And yes, they also, Amazon Basics also has some bookshelf speakers that are passive that look remarkably good for $36.45 free shipping. And I expect those would be pretty awesome also. And they do have another pair. I don't know if they're out of them. I don't see them right now that are similar to these, but they're not the same. I think that these, and that's another thing. Wait a minute. In other news on these speakers, this is an important thing. So you're going to have to bear with me because we're doing this raw and I'm not going to do any editing. So I received, oh man, a viewer sent me or commented, and this is important because we're trying to figure out who made these speakers. And I've discovered the manufacturer of these speakers, I believe. No, it's not Swan. And I did think it was Swan, but it's not. But hold on. Let me see if perhaps I can find it. Hold on. Perhaps. Hold on. That is not the one. I hope it's still there because I want it. I really want to show you guys where they who made them. Where is it? There we go. Is that it? Bear with me. You're going to want to hear this because the mystery has been solved. And I do have it on my other device. Where is it this one? Maybe it's this. Of course, it's going to be the last one I look at. Please be there. And the gentleman who gave me this information, and I do not see it. Yes, definitely. So enough on that subject because I'm going off. I'm digressing and I apologize. But anyhow, moral of the story, they work beautifully. Do they have flaws? No. Do they have features that you wish they had? Or do they not have features that you wish they had? Yes. It needs more inputs in the back. I don't like that it goes into standby mode when you don't want it to, and you have to turn it back on. I don't like that. It doesn't turn back on automatically when it receives a signal. At least mine doesn't. I don't like that. But sound reproduction, top notch. Top notch. And remember, these replaced JBL MK3s and blows the JBLs out of the friggin' water, period. But anyhow, the other brand that these are manufactured under, the ratings on them are amazing. No complaints. So those of you who are complaining about these, just realize that unless you got a defective pair, you have no real reason to complain other than you bought yourself the wrong pair of speakers if you were expecting something different. And at that price, you really can't complain anyhow. You can't build these cabinets for that price. So, what are we doing here at Fulton Street Beats next? Well, we're doing the Firefly. We're going to be doing the upgrade on that, the vibrato, tremolo. Weird name, right? I like that. We're going to do the vibrato. We're going to do that tomorrow, hopefully, if it gets here in time. And we're going to be doing a lot more drum covers, some cool stuff. And drum covers are one of those things where you got to have a planetary alignment to get the stuff properly. I was doing the hear it once, play it once. And that's fun. I like doing it, but I'm not sure that you guys out there like that, of just hearing the song once, going over and playing it. To me, I thought it sounded like a good concept, but it seems like I don't think it's taken off very well. Maybe I'll keep doing it just for me anyhow. But It's definitely not critiquing any skills because, well, I haven't heard the songs before. It's something that I've never played before, and you're hearing it for the first time ever. Maybe I should do some live streams and play these songs or requested songs for the first time. Maybe we should do something like that. That might be fun. There's another guy out there who's doing that. He got a pretty cool channel and pretty good drummer, and he does that. And he gets requests and he tries to play these songs, and he doesn't care if he screws up, and that's the fun of it. Speaking of the drum kit, so I'm currently in the process of building some different shells for the Roland VAD 306. And because I want my drum set older, bigger, thicker. Not that I don't like the kit. I like the kit. I love the way it sounds, but aesthetically, lacks a little bit to be desired, Roland. And footwork for what you charge for the Deber shells is highway robbery. Especially when they're shit shells and the bearing edges are cut like shit. Even though we don't need amazing quality bearing edges on an electric kit, it's my mindset says, hey, if you're going to charge that amount of money, let's get it right and let's use some quality stuff. So I already have the electronics. I'm going to make some shells, throw some different hardware on it, even the kick drum. And by the way, what's up with the drum manufacturers? I was just going to buy one. I was just going to buy an inexpensive one. They don't have an expensive 18-inch kick drums. Ludwig Elements used to have them. Matter of fact, I ordered a shell through Ludwig one time to build a customer a one-off Ringo Starr kit. And turned out quite beautiful. And I ordered this shell. I can't get them. I can't get that Ludwig shell. And that was a shame because I was gonna do that and use their shell, and can't do that now. But anyhow, that'll be coming in the future here shortly, also. And we're gonna get some more guitars in, and I actually reached out to a few manufacturers. Now, I gotta tell you something funny. So some of these manufacturers, they got some cheap ass shit, right? I mean, there's some guitar manufacturers that have some, when I say cheap, I'm not saying they're junk. I mean, they're just cheap. The materials aren't the best, but they seem to have pretty decent reviews and they play okay and they're great for beginners. Hell, I remember when I was young and somebody was trying to get into guitar, you can't get into a guitar for $100. And now you can, $150. What the hell? These things are so nice now for that price. It's insane. It's, back then, wow. $100 wouldn't get you shit. Now at least you can get something that's playable. Anyhow, some of these companies, now the bigger ones are really cool. Some of the bigger companies where your guitars are, up there a little bit. I got some in the works where they're sending me some so I can review them. And when I reach out to a company, I never expect anything for free. I'll pay for it. I'm upfront and I'm honest and I say, I'm going to review this. You think you say to somebody, I'm going to review this, that they'd go, oh, okay. They'd be on their game a little bit. They don't want, who wants bad press? I mean, logistics of it. Who wants bad press, right? So anyhow, some of these companies, you say, I'm going to review it. And they're like rude right off the bat. Like, how dare you review my glary? What? I'm just letting you know that I'd like to order one and you can expect a review. And, maybe if I order one from you, you'll have your ducks in a row so I can give a good review. I would expect you to treat me like other customers, but I like to give a heads up. Well, one of these said companies was like, we don't want a review. What? You don't want a review? Well, that's pretty scary. And then one company said, hey, we'll give you a discount. I said, I don't want a discount. I just want to buy it. I don't want a discount. Treat me like anybody else. I don't want a discount. Now, if you want to send me something to review and I send it back, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with it. I'll review it. I'm not paying shipping. I'll review it because there's a lot of time and effort goes into reviews. You pay for return shipping, you can have it back. I think that's pretty good business practice, right? If you have a good quality piece that you want to get out to the public, that's fair, right? You just send me a return label with the product. We try it out, we give an honest review, and then you get it back. I think that's the way we should do. Personally, free things are cool, and I'm not going to turn down anything free for sure. But the realism is we all pay for things, and I want the same treatment that you guys get when you buy something. How's it really going to be, you know? But I do like to give companies professional courtesies to say, hey, I am going to review your product. No, I'm not asking for permission to review your product. I don't need your permission to review a product that I purchase. So if you think I need permission, well, you can shove that right up your wazoo, because that's not going to happen. And you pretty much started out with a bad review right there. So, yes, I will do the reviews, and I'll do them the way I see fit. And that's just the way it's going to be. You get what you get. You don't throw a fit. And that's how we're going to do things at Fulton Street Beats. You get the honest review, the honest opinions, whether you agree with me or not. Well, that's okay, because a lot of things are subjective. And what I like, you might not like, and what you like, I might not like. What is, I had a guy comment on the gold witch hats that I put on the knobs on my Firefly, being a smart ass, and he says, "Oh, they're gold. I don't want it. Oh, that's great. Why don't you get some colored strings and do this and that to it?" And I was like, "Buddy, first off, you'd never be saying that stuff to my face. So obviously you're just a weak person that uses the internet to pick on things that, well, you don't like. We don't have room for you here. Nobody has room for you on any of these channels on YouTube. We don't have room." So we hit the magic button and he's gone. But yes, I do things for my taste. It's my build, and if anybody wants to follow it, that's cool. And if you don't, that's fine too. Move along, that's okay too. But real is what you get here. Real is what you're always going to have here. So, but speaking of real, if there's anything out there that you guys want to see a review of, let me know. As long as it's not out of the ballpark in price, because I'm not paying, that we do things, if you haven't noticed now, on Fulton Street Beats, we do things inexpensively. We want budget-friendly things.
Goodbye.
That everybody, technical difficulty, that everybody can afford, and quality things that you can afford and use at an inexpensive price. Because that's what we want, inexpensive things that are decent quality. Well, like these microphones, like these speakers, and like this MIDI controller, and like this sound card, like this keyboard, like anything, anything that's musically or audio related, anything like that. That's what we want to do here, because I want to present you guys with good information on inexpensive things that get the job done. Not my guitar can beat up your guitar. My drum set can beat up your drum set. Your microphone sucks. Mine is the best. We don't deal with that stuff here. We deal in facts. We deal in reality and what works. And what you guys can work with. And I'll be the guinea pig. And I hope that helps you guys out there a lot. Somebody out there to be the guinea pig, to spend his money. And yes, my money. People say, well, what are you talking about? You're getting money from news. I don't get crap YouTube. I mean, if you're in YouTube to make money, it takes a long time to do that because you don't get crap. But when I do my premieres and someone donates to the channel, that money does go into product for the channel. Not for a drinking night out, but for product for the channel. got a follower. His name is Mark Bostic, and he's got a YouTube channel too. And you guys should head over there and check him out because he reviews everything. And it's just cool to see somebody who does it for the enjoyment. And this guy, he's an awesome guy. First off, he's got a huge heart. He's a great guy. He followed my channel when I was doing my airgun channel for a while. He was following me, and when I converted everything over to my audio channel, because I really like this. I like this. I do. It's a more comfortable setting for me. And he stayed a great follower and sub, and he donates to the channel every once in a while. And Mark, I appreciate it if you're listening, because it means a lot, and it does go to products. And as a matter of fact, Mark, your donations are what purchased some of the parts for the Firefly 335 or 338. But so that was appreciated, and it goes, like I said, right back into the channel. And YouTube just not too long ago even allowed me to monetize, and it's really weird how that worked, because apparently they like this content better, although their algorithms aren't pushing it as much as they did the content that they didn't like. So that was really strange, where, you know, some videos would have 10,000 views, and now we're in 30 views and 40 views in a week. It's really weird. Just really weird. But now it's monetized, and of course it goes into the AdSense account, which takes, you know, forever to do anything. And that money, I assure you, goes right back into the channel also, even though I think I just got my first AdSense payment in a long time the other day. So yes, that went right back into the channel also. So that's greatly appreciated. And so check out Mark Bostic's channel if you guys like random unboxings of, you don't even know, it could be a man, it could be socks that are cool. But he unboxes, I mean, I'm serious. But knives, everything, you name it, he unboxes it. Mark Bostic Unboxings. Check him out. Sub to him. He doesn't have a lot of subs. He's just a good guy. Sub to him. You like, sometimes you just click on him and go, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. And he gives me, like, I watch him, and then I go off and I'm like, hey, you know, I need that. He did a USB hub the other day, and I'm like, I need a USB hub. Ding. I did need one. I do need one. I don't have enough stuff to plug everything in, so I ordered one. I didn't get the one that he got, but I did order one because of his unboxing. Just, you know, so he's got cool stuff. So check him out. And this is something I want to get out of the way too, and I hope enough of you are watching this, because I got a fellow YouTuber, and he is a really good guy. His name is Bob, and he has a channel called Bison Workshop. And Bob has fallen on, he is an air gunner, but not just an air gunner. He does his workshop. He does everything. This guy builds custom guitars. I've seen this. He customizes everything. He 3D prints things. He does all kinds of cool stuff. He's got a lot of talent. He's a good old boy. Really is. And he says it the way it is, and he just doesn't care who likes it and who doesn't. And I really like that. Bob and I became friends through this channel, but when when it was old, the older version of the Airgun channel. Him and I became friends kind of throughout some of the videos, and we started chit-chatting on the phone. And Bob's a really decent guy, and Bob has fallen onto some hard times. Now, Bob lives, you know, kind of check to check. And what do I mean by that? Well, Bob draws Social Security. He's an older guy. He draws Social Security. And the place that he rents from, that he was renting from, Bob doesn't have a lot of money. He's not in the YouTube thing to make money either. It just doesn't happen. YouTube's a hard game. It really is. Especially when you're doing things like we do and just do it for fun. You know, the moment we don't do things for fun is the moment that we don't do it. So anyhow, Bob's landlord, and people like this piss me off, Bob's landlord more than doubled his rent on him. And Bob has a lot of things because he has a workshop and tons of stuff. And his landlord come to him and said, doubling your rent. That's insane. Bob didn't know what to do. So Bob's looking for a way out, and some good other friends in the air gun community set him up a GoFundMe because Bob doesn't have the money to move spur of the moment. He feels like he's going to have to auction everything off. And I keep telling Bob, pray, brother, everything's going to work out fine. Good things come in the end. I really want to believe that. So there's a GoFundMe page set up for Bob. And you got to understand Bob and know who Bob is to really understand what kind of dire straits he's in. Bob has a lot of pride and he doesn't like to ask for help, but he has. He's to the point where he has no option but to. And I don't have a lot of money either. Well, every little bit counts. So I'm going to put a link in the description below. And it's just a GoFundMe link. And if you guys can see in your heart to donate to Bob so he can get another place, the money to move into another place, that's what we're trying to raise for him. So he has a little bit, because he moving all this stuff and, getting somebody to help him. He can't do it himself. He's just not physically able to do this stuff himself. And he's going to need to hire somebody to move him, and he's going to need to get into a place. And this is hard for a man who doesn't have the income to do it. Who's paid into the system his whole life, and now the system doesn't want to help back. So I'm going to leave a GoFundMe link, and if you can see it in your heart, $2 is $2, $5 is $5, whatever, whatever you can afford. I'm not going to put a whatever on it. Every little bit adds up if you can see it in your heart. To do that for Bob, and because what comes around goes around, and I really believe that in life, and I've had some bad things happen to me because I've did bad things to people, and we grow older, we grow wiser, and we learn from our mistakes. Hopefully we do. So with that, guys, I am going to bid you adieu. And I thank you so much for watching Fulton Street Beats. It is always a pleasure to deal with you and deal with the comments below. God bless you all. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening.